Hey Aquarius, this is Chronic Joy Tarot, and we are gathered here now to do your current soul guidance reading for Aquarius Sun, Moon, and Rising. I am not able to do a live reading at this time. I'm sort of down with a bad back, and standing and walking is great, but when I do these readings, I'm usually positioned in sitting down in a specific place, and that's hard for me to stay seated for a while. So here I am giving you sort of this view of your pull and your spread layout, and then I'll talk you through it. Okay? We're using an oracle card this time from the Soul Coaching deck by Denise Lynn. And the card I pulled for you, Aquarius, is inspiration. And I love this because it's really the first thing I felt when I saw this for you was sort of a clearing, like maybe there was a veil or a weight within you that was covering and shrouding sort of your truest creative self or your truest really beautifully aligned self. And this is the time now to uncover that and to let the divine energy that needs to come through and touch you in order for this veil to be lifted or the cloud to be lifted, or for you to be able to clearly see what your next move is and to be inspired to make this next move. This is going to take some slowing down. And as you can see with the first level of cards on this Zen Tarot layout, the place that you start at is the intensity card. And this is telling me that things have been or are, or at any given moment when it is quite intense. Your external world and your internal world are both kind of churned up, and there's some heavy energy in the air. That is where I feel either you've just been or you are there now, you're in the middle of it. And if that's not connecting for you, then certainly in the future, things will get intense at some point, right? And this will be a guide how to shift from that. Intensity is great because it spurs us on to make moves, take action, make decisions, get things done, right? We can't go at that level indefinitely. So there does come a time when we have to pull down and slow down, which is your next card, the internal energy of the turtle card, slowing down, literally saying, take a few deep breaths, let whatever is within you rest there and be there, even though it could have been on the heels of some intense times. You don't have to stay at that high-paced level of energy all the time, right? There are times to slow the pace, and there are times to, like they say, stop and smell the flowers. And that is, that could either be that's the time for you now, Aquarius, or just the act of doing that, even if you don't feel overwhelmed by the intensity, just that, willingness to take a slower pace for a little bit creates the inspiration that you're seeking. It creates this opening up of a new way of seeing things. So this, that 1-2 punch of intensity and then slowing down is important, because what that precipitates is the breakthrough, right? And that breakthrough card is happening in your life, in your external world. And it's usually going to, like one of those aha moments, right? Like, just because you've been going doesn't mean you have to keep going at that pace, right? So the minute you take a breath and you pause in this moment, maybe something releases or some idea comes to mind or an inspiration really shines through. So that little level, that first level of cards is something that we can practice over and over in our lives, right? You could just keep doing that without ever having any other reading, as far as I'm concerned. But it's important to recognize when things are going too far too fast, and then to slow the pace. Stop around, look around, see what's around you, be in this moment. Maybe isolate yourself just for a short time from others, so that you can regain your composure, and then you feel inspired again. Then you have the breakthrough. Then you feel you can move forward, right? Refreshed. Okay, so then, but we want to take this a step further, right, Aquarius? We want to get you to a new level of awareness as far as this receiving of this divine energy, connecting to your guides, and really getting some big aha moments for your life. This could be something that's applied to your external world, like a creative project, a new relationship, a new way of an outlook, a new way of seeing things, something that's happening globally that you want to attach to, that's really, moving forward quickly. But whatever that is, or it could also just be an aspect of yourself, a new belief system, a new dedication to your new way of applying yourself to any situation. Like if you want to show up as less, overt, or less aggressive, or I'm trying to find the right word, then you can find this next level is going to help you find that way to be in a new way of being, a new light, a new level of awareness. Sorry that took me so long to get out. I'm kind of, I flipped out on that one. Okay, so moving forward, the key to moving forward is that card of the trunk, the bottom card, the guilt card. This is a mental energy that needs to be cleansed. And so maybe things are intense and they're going hard and fast, and you feel that if you take a slower pace and kind of pull away, it might make someone else feel a certain way, or make others around you, the expectations they had from you, maybe it disappoints them, that just the fact that you're slowing down for a minute. That's okay, because their response is their response, and it's okay. It doesn't stay that way, right? Your work is to be able to sit with their response, whatever it would be, and move and be okay with it and move forward without that guilt. The guilt might pop in. Oh, I should have been this. I should have kept going. And, they needed me in this way. They needed me with this amount of energy, and I let them down. But that's okay. But you need to come first here, right? Your connection to your own true alignment needs to come first in order for you to be effective, or, anything worthwhile to anyone else at all anyway. So this is the little lower processes that you're trying to work out, is when things get too much, back off a little bit, reassess, and become inspired to move forward again. It's really just like pause and reflect and then go forward, without the feeling of, I should have stayed, I should not have paused, right? Without that feeling. Then you get to your next level, which is the card New Vision, and the internal energy of abundance, and the external energy of change, which this is just power packed here, this whole line. The New Vision is your inspiration. That's that new energy that's coming through to you, that new way of seeing things, or the new project you want to start. That is the inspiration that you've received by taking the break, right? Slow down, pause your energies, be willing to receive. The divine will always guide you, and then you can move forward with your new expression, or your new vision. Within you, as you practice this over and over, you really begin to feel how rich this makes your life, because you're more in control of it, yet it's not in an assertive, overtly aggressive way. It's not, I'm going to do it like, it's not staying with that intensity. You're playing around with it. Let things get intense. It drives you forward. Then you know when to pull off the road for a minute, take a breath, take a break. Then, oh, this is my new path. You're inspired to go forward, right? And that's the whole cycle. I love it. And the change in your outer world card, that shows me that you're ready for this. You're ready for sort of a new patterning in your connections with others and in the way you show up in your life, maybe in your family or at work or just for yourself. You're ready for a new patterning. And this pattern is a great template for you to apply, because then you're reminding yourself and constantly staying open for that new energy to come through. The divine, your guides, spirit, God, however you want to word that, you are willing to receive in order to move on and move forward, and then project it out, and then to do your own amount of giving and let others receive your wisdom, right? So it's a whole cycle. And then your top card, the end card here that we have for you, is the integration card. And that shows me that once this process is done, you're in balance. Your balance is back. You have your inner and outer world are aligned. Your past and your present and your future are aligned. Your connection with others is aligned. It's the whole concept of, being fully integrated means you're fully in your integrity, right? You are operating simply from what is best for you and what you know your truth to be. And that is, it starts as an inside job, and it ends up aligning, in your outer world as well. And that's where the integration comes in. And it's wonderful. I'm going to take this one and keep it as a reminder for myself for when I have a really intense life too. And I don't always know when to slow down. And so I think this is a good lesson for a lot of us. I'm hoping that we get, some real inspiration from it, right? Okay, Aquarius, I think that'll do it for now. I love you guys, and I will be back soon, I promise. I hope you enjoyed this one. Take care. Bye.